Hearing that, do you think that Church of God in Christ is handling the situation appropriately by suing him for $500,000?
Yes and no. Okay, so here's why yes. Because if you are this entity, you're gonna have to leave us alone at some point. One of y'all niggas gonna have to learn. Gonna have to learn the lesson. Someone has to be the first casualty of this war. So.
Right.
In that instance, I say yes. However, if I gave you this license, I could take it from you. You can talk from the outside the club. That's the other instance for me. Just leave me, and you can talk about me, but you're gonna be talking outside the club. So that's to me where I get. But I would much rather tell you to leave the Kojic church and then you talk and I sue you from while you're out there than us have this infighting going on. Because if you think it's so horrible here, and it's kind of like the MAGA folks tell you, if you think it's so horrible, go somewhere else. Leave the country. Right. Leave. If it's that bad, leave. If you don't like it, leave it.
Nigga wild.
You hear that theme music, you see these beautiful faces. We are the Let's Get Canceled
Indeed,
podcast.
we are.
I'm your boy Tommy with an H. I'm the voice of the people. I speak for y'all.
And I'm your boy, Big Tech Dog, your favorite friendly, lovable loudmouth. Hey, yo, cousin.
What up, cousin?
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's get canceled.
All right. On tonight's episode, Cuz hit me, said he had a question for me. So I don't know what's going to happen here, y'all. Bear with us. Whatever he's got going on. Hopefully he ain't finna put me in no trick bag. But before we get started on all that, how are you doing with the Fight the Fat campaign? How are you doing on the fight?
Well, it's the Let's Get Canceled podcast. So I'm gonna go ahead and be honest.
Okay.
Be straight up. Not great. I mean, I ain't doing terrible.
Right.
But I haven't been as disciplined as I wanted to be. So I've had some slip ups, had some things, eating some stuff that I wasn't supposed to eat. But even with that, I've definitely changed from what I was doing. Mm-hmm. So I'm down. If I was to estimate, like last time I weighed in, I was down, I think 3-4 pounds. So I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna keep going. You know what my biggest problem is? My biggest problem is trying to figure out what to eat that I like to eat that I can deal with. Because there's a lot of stuff I don't eat, and so the stuff I do eat, I eat a lot of it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to find some healthier alternatives to certain things and then try and see where it goes from there. Now, here's the question. What about you? How you doing?
Oh, it's a complete disaster. You fight the fat and it fights back. That's what happens. Fat fights back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was doing well. I was still doing my walks, still doing my workouts, and then ended up having to go help Pops do some work at his house. That would be Saturday. Well, Friday I got off work, went over there, started doing some things. Didn't get done until maybe 9-10 o'clock. All right, well, you got to eat something now. I'm not finna go in here and cook nothing. So you go and eat some crap, and then you go and drink tequila. And then Saturday comes around, you wake up early in the morning, you get started all over again. Hey, all you got on you is tequila. So what you do, you get up, you sweat all that out, you drink you some water throughout the day, and then by 6-7 o'clock in the evening, you're finally done. You realize you haven't eaten all day. So what do? You go get you some tacos and some tequila. And this is how my weekend went. And then on Sunday, did the same thing on Sunday. Wake up on Sunday about 8 o'clock, get started. You do nothing until about dark. So that's about 6-7 o'clock where I was. And what do you do after that? You go get tacos and tequila. So I'm eating nothing. I'm working. And then you go weigh yourself at the end of it and you're like, we've lost nothing. And I don't understand why I haven't lost anything. I did a lot of sweating, did a lot of walking, a lot of working. But seems like there's been a plateau. But when I am at home, I have been doing much better about what I eat. So I'm back home right now. So I should be able to get to my goal of losing maybe 2-3 pounds per week. I was doing pretty good in the beginning. And then again, I went away and came back to some crap. So as you see right now, I have nothing. I don't even have any black coffee to drink right now. This is just going to be what it is. And I'm pretty sure by next week, by the time I weigh back in on next week, I will have lost at least 6 pounds. That's what I'm going to be shooting for. At least 6 pounds through
From
those 3
weigh-in
weeks
day.
that we were doing. Yeah, from weigh-in day. So yeah,
Okay.
hopefully I can get down. Because where was I weighing for? So I can get under 220. I mean, yeah, under 220. I think I should be on my way. And then I fuck it all up on Thanksgiving Day, and then I'm going to be fighting it all the way to Christmas.
That's the beauty of it, because you get to see, okay, well, if I do this, this works. I can get to my goal. Okay, I'm gonna screw this up for Thanksgiving. I know what to do now going forward.
Yeah.
Hey, look, y'all, if y'all can't tell, man, we just gonna be two real fat niggas. Like
Oh,
we just big niggas, and we just trying to be better
we're
and
gonna
be
keep
healthy.
fighting. We're gonna keep
Yes,
fighting.
sir.
We're gonna keep
Fight the
fighting the
fat.
fat.
And what did we learn today, children? Fat fights back. That's what we learned.
Fat fights
We learned.
back. Oh boy, it fights back.
Right. Well, listen,
It is.
man, we appreciate everything that y'all been doing for us so far, man. What we're asking is, if you get a chance, man, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Let's Get Canceled podcast on all of your streaming platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can find us on TikTok, on Instagram. And then tomorrow, you can find us on all of your audio streaming platforms, all of your wherever you get your podcast audio from, you'll find the Let's Get Canceled podcast. All you got to do is search the Let's Get Canceled podcast, and we will be there for you. All right.
Yes,
So thank y'all so much for the support. Make sure you hit that bell notification on YouTube, man, so you're notified every time we drop a video, every time we go live. All right. Appreciate you. So, hey, cousin, man.
Yeah, man.
We went in pretty heavy on white folks at church the other day.
Oh, yes, indeed. Last week was pretty intense.
And we got some definite feedback on that.
Yeah. I spoke with some folks, and I will give an update on that. I did speak with some people that were there during his whole debacle, and they were like, if you didn't see it online, you wouldn't have known it happened. They were like, those men handled that so well. They were like, if you did not see him going live on social media, you wouldn't have even known it happened, because they kept it that professional and that quiet. And again, I applaud Kojic for doing what I could not, because
ain't gonna be too many of nothing, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So that was the update I wanted to go and check, because had there been any additional information to provide there, I would have tried to get that as well. But once they were like, once you saw it online, you were like, well, when and where was this? I'm like, oh, okay. It was handled appropriately.
I said it last week. Those men standing there, they conducted themselves with the highest level of professionalism. I gotta salute those brothers in Church of God in Christ. I don't know how many times you can tell me that I can't do what I do as good as you do, and before I have to, you know what I mean? And that's why they don't have us as security or ushers or anything like that in the church.
Exactly.
So it is what it is. But we went in pretty heavy on the white boy. I mean, excuse me, Pastor, whatever his name is.
Is he a pastor?
Elder Perry. Elder Perry. That's the doctor. Excuse me, Doctor Shane Perry last week.
Yeah.
But you know what I found out this week? Niggas be niggering it. I'm just saying. It's not just the white folks in the Church of God. And at some point, y'all, we're going to get off of Church of God in Christ. But, oh, God, y'all just give us so much material. So
it just showed up.
Right. It just popped up. Now, I had seen this coming for a while. Pause. I had seen this approaching for a while, because I had seen him talking. Do you know who Moses Tyson Jr. is? All right. Moses Tyson Jr. is a gospel organist. He's a gospel producer. He's I'll tell you how you know him. He's the cousin to Sly Stone from Sly and the Family Stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Stone.
As a matter of fact, he's got playing credits on some Sly and the Family Stone albums early on.
Okay.
As a youngster, right? So, and has got production credits for the Clark sisters, Maddie Moss Clark, like stuff like that.
Okay.
It's funny because me and Doc had a conversation the other day, and I was just like, yo. And he was like, oh, he produced it. I said, there's a difference between getting producer credits and being the producer. You understand what I'm saying? He's gotten producer credits. For y'all who don't know, you can get producer credits by being in there going, you know what, we probably should switch those drums around.
Mhm.
You got to give me producer credit, some sort of credit. I get some point or something off of that, half a point, an eighth of a point, whatever it is. If you're the executive producer, that means your word is law. You got the final
Right.
say on how things go, how things get put together. So he's got some producer credits on a couple of different projects from a couple of different people.
Okay.
Now, he has had a little problem with the Church of God in Christ as of late. He is an ordained elder in the Church of God in Christ. He
Okay.
is licensed as an elder with the Church of God in Christ.
Mhm.
He's had a problem with the Church of God in Christ. And in his opinion, the Church of God in Christ has been going over and above to take churches away from pastors. And these pastors are people that he is, I guess, made himself close to,
Mhm.
not necessarily been close to the whole time,
Right.
but kind of made himself close to.
Got you.
And he said some very disparaging things about the Church of God in Christ leadership. Well, just recently, Church of God in Christ,
It seems like people are taking shots right now at the Kojic Church.
they are. And recently, Church of God in Christ responded with a $500,000 lawsuit for defamation.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. And this is now. There's a lot more backstory to who Moses Tyson Jr. is.
Mhm.
His temperament. I am closer to this situation. You know what I'm saying? Not wait,
Got
let
you.
me change that. I'm not close to this situation, but some of the players in the situation I am close to,
Right.
including Moses Tyson Jr. And by close, I don't mean like we talk on the phone every day. I just know him. We spent some time where we were in very close. We worked together in church for
Mhm.
a time period. I know some of his family members and things like that. My question to you, hearing that, and we
Mhm.
can get into the other stuff if you want, but
Mhm.
hearing that, do you think that Church of God in Christ is handling the situation appropriately by suing him for $500,000?
Yes and no. Okay, so here's why yes. Because if you are this entity, you're gonna have to leave us alone at some point. One of y'all niggas gonna have to learn, gonna have to learn the lesson. Someone has to be the first casualty of this war.
Right.
So in that instance, I say yes. However, if I gave you this license, I could take it from you. You can talk from outside the club. That's the other instance for me. Just leave me, and you can talk about me, but you're gonna be talking outside the club. So that's to me where I get. But I would much rather tell you to leave the Kojic Church, and then you talk, and I sue you from while you're out there, than us have this infighting going on. Because if you think it's so horrible here, and it's kind of like the MAGA folks tell you, if you think it's so horrible, go somewhere else. Leave the country. Leave. If it's that bad, leave. If you don't like it, leave
I'm sorry. I don't know if you meant to do that little country accent, but that was hilarious.
it. The
Say, if you
real
don't
me
like it,
came out.
leave.
The real
Leave.
me came out for a minute.
That real Republican, Bob.
But no, but if it's so bad, or is he trying to say he wants it to be fixed because he has some personal issues with some of these other people. So I have to find out more about him and his situation. But from Kojic's point of view, at some point you got to start squishing the bugs. And
Right.
he seems to be the newest
One of the
bug
bugs.
out there that is going out. So hey, what's his net worth? All right, let's take a piece of that. There has to be some sort of discussion that is had from that.
Right.
So
Well,
I think the Kojic
let me
Church
ask
is
you this.
doing the right thing.
Now, he has said, from his standpoint, he
Hmm.
sees something wrong and he feels like his name is big enough
Hmm.
and he's far enough away from the leadership, like outside of that bubble of leadership,
Hmm.
that he can address it, add some validity to the arguments, and see some real change. By that, I understand. And it's kind of one of those things where, like, look, you got a voice. Why aren't you using your power of your
Right.
bully pulpit? And so I can respect that. Do I know enough about the situations to be
Hmm.
able to make a judgment call as to whether or not he's in the right? No, I don't.
But
But what I
here's
do know is that
Mhm.
there's a lot of stuff swirling around Church of God in Christ right now. A whole lot of stuff swirling around Church of God in Christ. And if you got that much stuff swirling around you, is it possible for you to have all of that controversy around you and still be right?
Yes, because what they're saying is it's defamatory. They're saying it's lies. He is defamed. So now truth is a defense to that. So if he can prove what he's saying, then the church is 100% incorrect. However, if he is not able to prove all the things he's saying and they win on a defamation side of it, then yeah, you can have a whole lot of crap going on and still be right because it's a whole lot of niggas, or not niggas, just people that want things their way. And what you end up doing is, again, you have to at some point squash some of these things that come out. Kind of like some of these athletes. You get these athletes that get these frivolous lawsuits filed against them, or these celebrities. I'm not even going to say athletes, but these celebrities, they get these frivolous lawsuits and they're used to just paying out and being quiet about it. But at some point, enough's enough. At some point, you're going to have to stop playing with me. And now I have to go out here and show you what true power is, because
Well, in this
I've given you a
situation,
little bit
though,
of power.
in this situation, who would be the athlete or
Kojic.
the celebrity?
Kojic. The
But
Kojic
that
church.
no, that doesn't work because he's not suing them; they're suing him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Because at some point, you've come at me and said these things about me enough. At some point, I have to come out and stop the lies. As that celebrity, you get to say whatever you want to about me. Kind of like what's one of the rapper girls sued one of the podcast girls.
Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Big Tech Dog, your favorite friendly level loudmouth. Hey, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. All right, peace.
Girls. I don't know enough about that some rapper, Cardi, Nicki. I was about to say 2 Chainz, but he's not a girl. One of these new girls sued a podcast lady.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. It was Cardi B sued Tasha K.
There you go. Name sound right. Yeah, name sound right. But
that's right.
It's like you keep throwing these shots and you're getting all of this fame off of
and she won
defaming me. And then at some point, it's like, you know what? Enough's enough. So let's go to court. Let's take this to court. This is where I think Kojic is now. We've given enough people grace. Now it's time to stop it because you're making us look worse. We already have enough controversy going on, and you're making us look worse. So let's go ahead and stop one of them, especially if it's not true. And if it's not true, we have to go out here, put a stop to this one. So anyone else that decides to come and make something up, okay, yeah, now we can, that may stop the next one from making something up. However, when there is truth and you're able to bring proof of these things that you're saying, and hopefully this lawsuit does not end up being proven that the Kojic Church is doing what he says that they did, and this defamation goes away.
Here's
he
the problem.
sues back.
I'm gonna play the other side of the coin.
Okay.
Could this possibly be the big bad wolf pushing around the 3 little pigs? As in, Church of God in Christ is like, okay, I don't like what you're saying, right, wrong, or other. I don't like that you're saying it. So we're going to hit you with this lawsuit. And we got all of this money and power and influence behind us. You play the organ. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, and now Moses Tyson Jr. is probably well off. I ain't count his pockets, but I don't know if he's fight the largest African-American Christian denomination in the world.
Right.
Rich. You know what I'm saying? So that's the equivalent of you being a local, well-off Baptist pastor and fighting the National Baptist Convention. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's a whole thing to that. So I don't know how much of this is. And
there's no pushing around the little guy. When you're the big guy, if nobody's listening, you let it go.
Right, but he's got enough influence for people to listen.
And if he's big enough, he's no little piggy. There ain't no big bad wolf and little piggy.
What I mean by that is,
if you got enough, if he has enough, you hurt them. If he has enough to start the leaves blowing, he's powerful enough that you got to knock the tree down on him.
Got you. I understand that. One of the things that he's claiming, he is saying that Church of God in Christ is pushing out these older pastors without cause, right?
Mm,
And now this is one of those things where I think, and I don't think this is a strictly a Kojic thing, although it does happen a lot in this church. And I
mhm.
think you and I have seen it a lot where your pastor gets up in age, and I can't say just by age because there's 80-year-old sharp-minded dudes, and then there's
Right,
55, 60-year-old not quite firing up top. But
right,
what is happening is now you got 50, 60-year-old brand new pastors who are considered the young guys. What?
right,
Because the pastor didn't want to step aside or didn't want to do that. So what I think is happening right now, Church of God in Christ is trying to go through these churches and is saying, let's try and be delicate. You need to sit down. We're going to emeritize you. You're going to be pastor, superintendent emeritus, bishop emeritus, and then we're going to put a younger guy in here. What you say on
I
it?
just spoke to someone last week, well, this past weekend, speaking about Memphis
Mhm.
and situation. They were like, "Yeah, and this younger guard that's coming in." And then she stopped and she was like, "Now, when I say younger guard, I mean the 50 and 60-year-olds because they're the young ones to us." And I
Right.
was like, "There's got to be something different. Like there has to be a changing of the guard before it gets too bad."
Mhm.
You need some people that do understand that old time religion that we like. We need to keep some of those traditions, but you also need some people in there that can move us forward because you don't want to stay stuck in one place. So with them taking the churches from these pastors, I don't say take their churches from them. Let them die there if they want to. Let them die at that church if they want to. But you can always tell another young preacher, "Hey, we just had Buddy die over here. You want his church? Let them die. If they want to do this until they die, let them die. But you've got enough elders and ministers around that you can start moving folks around like the Catholic Church.
But
You can do
what
this."
you do when you do that is leave them. Now you got a whole congregation of people who
Hmm.
are sitting there watching they pastor fumble over the same verse
Hmm.
in the Bible 30 times in a row. So either one of two things is going to happen. One, they stick there because they're loyal to that person, which in and of itself is a problem to me. But
Terrible idea.
number number
Terrible idea.
two, number two, they leave and they go somewhere else. And now you're going to stick a new pastor in there after that man die, and that's going to discourage some of these good pastors and preachers, or potentially good pastors and preachers, because they come into a
I mean,
untenable situation.
it's start from where the man died to start your own.
And that's the other thing. See,
and
all
and
right.
this is gonna help out because you can start installing these people and be like, "Hey, this man, he looked like he's on death's bed. So hey, get close, get close."
Why don't you start doing them like McDonald's, like, because when you buy a McDonald's franchise, you can't be within a certain radius of that.
Uh
So
huh.
instead of doing that, what you should do is say, okay, you young man, we're gonna take you. We're gonna build you a church right across the street from that church. And
Or
you
or you
start
could
your
just
church right over there.
or you could just youth pastor it. You know what I'm saying? Get some of these guys and make them a youth pastor, and then you promote from the youth pastor position.
Well, the only way to do that though, like, because the way Kojic is set up, pastor assignments are from the local jurisdictional
Hmm.
bishop. The
Correct.
national church has very little, if not anything, to do with local issues.
And they allow some, and that's why the coach is going to be in a little bit of trouble in certain situations because a lot of these local things that go on, a lot of these things that come down to the district level
Yep.
of who's coming in and who's going out and who can leave one district and go to another. Because I know of some situations happening or that just went down of you've been here for this long and now you've got a situation where you're going to go and join up with this other, and there's so much movement going on and so many little rifts that you could definitely take a look at it and say that someone was removed inappropriately.
Right.
Now proving it is another thing.
Well, that is right, because as long as they abide by the bylaws in the Blue Black Book, and if
Yep.
y'all Cody folks, y'all know what I'm talking about,
Y'all know
the
what
Blue
that little
Black
book
Book,
look like.
you all good. Now, here's the thing: I know of a situation that I am very that I'm very close to, and I'm very proud of this situation.
Hmm.
So the pastor started, and well, the pastor's been at this church for years and years and years and years. He was getting older. and he decided, you know what? And at that time, he was pastoring 2 churches.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got older, so he made a request that his son take over that church.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed it. And then where he is, he's like, okay, now this other one is going to be doing more in this capacity here. And what that showed to me, honestly, was there's somebody who's being cognizant of their ability,
Mm-hmm.
and the closest people to him that he knows that their intentions and their heart. There can be an argument made for nepotism and stuff like that,
Right.
but the closest person to them that they know the vision of the house is my son. So I'm gonna put him here, and I'm going to divest completely from
Mm-hmm.
that. You make I am not the pastor here anymore. It is
Right.
yours. You do what God leads you to do. And then on top of all of that, that son built a whole nother church. Where they were having church is now their dinner hall, their fellowship hall. Built
Mm-hmm.
another church right next to it. Bought land, so that church has grown and expanded
Right.
after turning it over to the son. Not that it was stagnant while he was there. It was just,
Right.
you pass it and watch it grow,
Watch it grow.
and
Right. See a
and now
new
you can
see the vision
receive
come to fruition.
right, and now you can receive the love of everybody appreciating what you planted, how
Mm-hmm.
you let it go, and taking the time to find the right leader for it, and then
Right.
moving it forward and stepping back and not impeding him from doing what he needs to do. That is like the chef's kiss, and I wish more of that would happen. But on the flip side,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure people would have been pissed off if Bishop so and so would have just came in and said, "No, you too old. Get you out of here." Like
Right.
that's not the way to do it either. I don't think staying there until you die is the way to do it, and I don't think Kojic coming in and saying you don't get to do this no more, get out of here is the way to do it. Do I know the best way to do it? Absolutely not. That's why I do a podcast and I don't run nobody's church. But what I will say
But
is
why does it work elsewhere? Why does it work elsewhere? Why are other denominations able to do this? Like I
other
said, you see it in the
denominations
Catholic Church.
in their churches more.
Yeah, because you see it in the Catholic Church. They will move a priest from parish to parish and be okay. I've watched Baptists vote in and vote out. I've watched AME vote in and vote out preachers, send him, hey, you got in trouble here in town. We had a song that came on a couple months back, jumping out the window.
Yeah.
He's no longer there. They installed someone else, they moved him out of there. Else,
Mhm.
and you go by that church on a Sunday and it is packed out. The people did not abandon the church because the
Because
preacher
that
left.
you got to remember those denominations that you mentioned, they run the church, and then
Hmm.
they assign somebody to run their church.
Right.
With Church of God in Christ and some other denominations too, for the
It's
majority
just a
of it,
bunch of free agents out there.
right? You get to build your own. Like, think about this: have you ever heard of a Catholic priest starting his own parish? Absolutely
Nope.
not. You ain't
Nope.
never. AME rotates you out if it's. I think it's AME that does it. Rotates you out every so often. So like, or it's 7-day event. It might be 7-day event, but every so often, every 5 years, 7 years, or something like that. Whether you like it or not, you're moving to another church. Like your
And
pastor moves because it's never. You don't get to invest in a person. You invest in a theology and an ideology.
right.
And I
Exactly.
think what Kojic did was say, hey, everybody who wants to come, y'all come in, bring your church. And then now it's like, I own your church. I own your church. I own, and it's like, I don't know about all that. When you give niggas a chance to own their own stuff and then say, well, now we don't like what you're doing, we're gonna take it from you. Niggas don't like that.
Because you have joined the NFL and I own your hey, you bought your team, but your team plays in this league, sir. So you abide by this
Right.
league's rules.
Right. But
And
even the
sometimes you can
NFL,
take it.
I can't come in as the NFL and just take your team. I can force you out. I can force you
I'm
to
gonna say 'cause
sell your estate.
they tried to take Jerry's team. And that nigga said, I'll sue all you sons of bitches.
Right. And then like with even in the NBA, with the dude named Sterling,
Yeah, yeah. Donald
uh
Sterling.
Donald
Yeah,
Sterling,
yeah.
they still had to buy his
Buy
stake
me
from
out.
him.
Right.
You got to buy me out. Like and you can't run the team, so you have to sell. But
Yeah.
you set the price. I mean,
You
granted,
can't
it has
buy
to be
me out of
reasonable.
you can't buy me out of a nonprofit organization. Hey,
Right.
what are you gonna do?
Well,
You have to
that's
strip me of my title from the top. And then what I end up doing, just like the Church of God of Christ did when they split, hey, I'll start my own.
right. And that's where you get these different churches where you thought, oh, we got family members who were Kojic and are no longer Kojic, and their ministries grew. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I know plenty of people here in Central Florida who pulled out a long time ago, pause, the Church of Christ, and their ministries grew. It is what it is. So my thing is if you're claiming to be a Bible believing organization,
Mm-hmm.
you have to abide by the Bible. I'm not saying let people push you around, not
Mm-hmm.
let people just say whatever they want to say. But my question, and I don't have an answer to it. The question is if this many things are going on and this many different people of different levels are saying negative things, at what point do you start to look in the mirror and say, all right, maybe we've been going about this wrong? Not saying that what your belief is wrong, not saying what you're doing is wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe the execution may need some tweaking.
Right. And that is definitely a conversation that should be had, is looking at the practice and looking at the execution of the practice. Now, for the longest time, we've grown up and victory is going to be mine. I should hold my peace and let the Lord fight my battles. And this time the church said, no, we're going to let God sit this one out. We're going to let God sit this one out. We
Lord, I got this from
taking
here.
the
Don't worry
Lord.
about it.
Right. Hold on, partner. I got you.
Right.
You
Nigga, what
busy.
you
You
say?
busy. You busy.
But hey,
All
y'all
this
let
other
us know
stuff
what
going
y'all
on.
think
You
about
busy.
this, man. What do y'all think
Yeah.
about this? Do you think Kojic is right? Do you think Moses Tyson is right? Do you think that both of them are wrong? Do you think both of them are right in their own way? Let us know in the comment
Yeah.
section.
Let me know. Y'all let me know. Do you think that the Church of God of Christ should be going to court?
Yeah, should they be suing
Sue
their
somebody.
members?
Are they doing it? Are they doing it the right way? Are you doing it the right way? And also, what's his name? Moses, you say?
Yeah, Moses.
Should he stay in the Kojic church if he don't like the way it's moving? Is he doing the right thing, fighting the battle on the inside, or and speaking out, or should he
Taking
take
your
it to
advice.
someone
He's
else?
taking your advice. Republican, you said to fight from the inside out.
Get them, gut them
Okay.
from the inside. You see what they're doing? They're trying to fight back. Oh my God! Oh my God! Let's shut him up. We can vote. We can vote him out. If he gets enough like-minded people, and he needs a little bit of a bigger platform to start.
Mhm.
Maybe all the people that he needs on his team are dying because he's fighting for the old folks. Maybe they're
Right.
all dying and really can't show up for him. So maybe he need to find some of them younger guys. And like, guess
The
what they're
younger
gonna do
guys
to
ain't
you
got no
right now?
problems. So that's what the point is. Like, if younger guys,
Guess what they're gonna do to you? Guess what they're gonna do to you in a couple of years? You need to fight now for what you need later.
true.
See,
And you know
he
what?
needs
We
a better
always
spokesman.
say,
He may need to call me because I think I got some ideas on how to tear things up.
hey, Moses, don't call him.
Holla at me, bro.
Hey,
Show
listen,
you how to do
man.
this the right way.
Listen, man. Moses, look at me, man. Don't call him. Do not call Tommy. It is what it is, man. But we gonna bring y'all an update on this story. We're gonna bring y'all an update on the Shane Perry situation because that is developing more because he's talking about litigation. Moses Tyson Jr. is responding on all these different platforms, and we're gonna pick through all the junk that's out there and try and give y'all raw facts and real, so you can get a real perspective on what's going on with this. And we'll try and figure out on our end if we believe that Kojic is right or Moses is right or both of them is wrong or both of them is right. We don't know.
Because right now I really don't know how I feel about this, but again, maybe someone will be able to sway me one way or another.
Right. Well, we'll figure it out, man. We'll see what happens. But you know what? We ain't got canceled yet.
So we're gonna do this again next week. Are we gonna do this again next week?
That's what I was gonna ask you. I think we're gonna give y'all a best of show next week.
Yeah.
On Wednesday. We'll drop something for y'all next Wednesday, and then Friday we are Saturday. Excuse me. We are live, and we got a very special show for y'all Saturday. Yes. We'll come back and we'll tell y'all what that is on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. We're gonna go live together sometime next week, and we'll tell y'all what Saturday show gonna be like.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, cousin, man. I love you. Love y'all. Y'all be easy.
All right, man. Love you too, boy. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Peace.